shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma fight my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Anytime or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my throne. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no I got no rival.
Hello and welcome back to a final. I know we said last week was the final, but it's not really, was it? I mean, it was the final predictions, but obviously right now it is the results. And as much as I've already spoken to Anthony and Kate about the results, and I'm sure Anthony's passed on the message to Rich about his results, but either way, it'll be interesting to talk about them online as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. As I say, it is the season has now ended. That is it. That is it. The EFL is over. So next season, obviously with Burnley now being a Premier League team, just sneak that one in there. We'll be doing Premier League predictions as of next season. And the two guys in the video that's coming up in a moment will be joining us. Will be joining us next season for these Premier League predictions. So it should be a barrel of laughs. As per usual. Guys, thank you very much for everyone tuning in. The love and support this season has been absolutely fantastic, so thank you. You can check us out on social media platforms. We are all over them, so please do go check us out. Here's just a few places where you can check out Turf Morehouse TV. So yeah, keep it coming, keep the love coming. Please do go check us out on those social media platforms and get yourselves involved. Just a couple of highs in the chat to say too before we get to everyone. Bring them on camera. The streamer elements bot's running. Whoop whoop. Nate's in the chat, says, "What up, Dan? Hope you're well. Hope we're still in the Premier League next year to play Burnley." Obviously, Nate, being a Leicester City supporter, it's looking a little bit bleak for them. However, I think you should be all right. As long as the players can pull a rabbit out of a hat, maybe. I'd rather see Leeds or Everton go down than yourselves. But you are right. It isn't looking good. M-Max in. How are you? Banging intro that. I'll have to change it to Premier League badges at some point. But I'll be working on that once we've got a confirmed playoff winner. Sumner's in the chat. How you doing, Mr. S? Says, "Hi, Daniel. How is things with you, pal? My ginger brother from another mother. Hope you are well as well." Matt Green's in. Says, "Evening, Dan. Hope you're all well, mate, with everything. You're smashing it. Appreciate that. Massively appreciate that. Trying every day. It's a struggle, but we're here, aren't we? So might as well make the most of it." Luke's in. "Massive hate to yourself. A supporter of Nottingham Forest, another team could be nigh on deep in the shit come the end of this season." Burnley till I die's in. "Greetings to yourself." Big evening to Colin as well. Hope everything's good with yourself. Martin's in. Says, "Dan, how's things? Did you enjoy the other day with all the Burnley fans celebrating?" It was a blast, weren't it? It was absolute blast. As Kate says there as well, she's going to be in the chat throughout this. Champions. And Bill says, "We've got VAR on here from next season." Well, that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to, VAR, mate. I'll be honest with you, but hey, it comes with the territory. Henry's in the chat as well. How are you? How is everyone? Hope everyone is good, as is Renee as well. Right. let's bring him in. This is a man who needs no introduction. I mean, I'm glad I brought a glass, because if it was made of plastic and in the shape of a bottle, he'd have probably been round my house in a flash. It's Anthony Herbert. How you doing? You all right?
You're right, Dan? Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Looking forward to this one. Obviously the results of the prediction, and just talking about, I take it the season so far, and with our teams, are we happy with our teams this season and that? So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, and also it'd be an interesting one in the championship next season. I know yourselves are not there, but it's like what I said. Like what you said as well. We'd be there next season because me and my brother, we do support Premier League teams. We do keep up with Premier League as well. So my team can, fingers crossed, hopefully win the Premier League.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Never know.
Rennie says, congratulations for Burnley promoted to the Premier League. No, I appreciate that. And obviously, Emma says, can't wait to get you on the channel, Dan. It will be a blast. Yeah, like I say, whenever I'm free, I will try and get myself over there. But you just keep letting me know, and I'll keep letting you know when things come about. And if one Bristolian isn't bad enough, why not involve his brother as well? How are we doing? If you're a Monty Python fan, you'll understand who this guy is. It's Biggest Dickus.
A good one.
How you doing, mate? You good?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. Can't smile wide enough.
Hangover after last weekend's celebrations?
No, surprisingly not. I had a bit of a steady one. Didn't get too heavy. Yeah, I was actually quite well behaved for a change.
For a shout. Must be on the shandy then.
That's what I'm on now. I'm on the shandy now. I had a beer left in the fridge, and I thought it's going to last me 2 minutes. So I thought I'll half it and stick some lemonade in.
Why not?
What it is, Rich, is 3/3 of a pint of lemonade and a dash of beer.
Nah, I saw that. I got one of them big bottles, but
nothing surprises me out with the Northerners.
Oh,
hey, have you heard? I can knock it back. Trust me. Jack Daniels to me is like pop.
Your choice on this. That's what you want to try.
Full litre bottle at Christmas on Christmas Day. I don't want to touch that shit. God, I've not had Blackthorn cider since I was about 15.
Yeah, what Blackthorn was it?
I don't know, but it tastes like shit.
You had the cheap one. That's why you want the dear stuff.
I had Quick Save Spinus, mate. That's what I had back in there.
I think it was white drinking.
I mean, Burnley till I die says he was rough as toast on Tuesday. Don't blame any claret for getting like that. Don't blame any.
What was he saying about the King's coronation?
Nobody's celebrating that. I mean, it's fine. He's a claret anyway. We'll let him have his day.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, the season's over, boys. The season's over.
Yeah.
Rich, obviously, I'll come to you first. Bristol City. Anything from this point onward next season's going to be a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this season I didn't predict a lot, to be honest with you. Well, I'm hoping next season we can get a few transfers in and a few decent players, have a bit of a clear out down there, because I think second half of the season we had a good run until we played Man City in the cup, and after that it went a lot still. So I think there's a few players we need to shift on, grab a few more in, and hopefully get up in the playoffs, or up. Would you not like for a second challenge? It'd be a big if, but you never know in football, do you?
Do you think you'd have to sell Alex Scott, who's been absolutely phenomenal for you this year? Do you think you'd have to sell him to get the finances to build a squad worthy of challenging?
I think
I know ideally you'd want to keep him, but obviously on the flip side, the financial aspect of that deal could help the club long term, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think it do. I think when we get a good player like Semenyo went to Bournemouth in January, I think our board just looks at the money and that's it. But I think it'd be a big loss to our club, obviously, if we do go. But if you do go, then obviously there should be money there in the pot, obviously, to strengthen the squad next season. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
I think there'll be a few more good players down there, obviously out of contract as well, and they could be looking to move on. But you never know if they sell them, they sell them. I mean, like you said, football nowadays is not just about the sport and the passion; it's the business side of it as well. So,
No, there is that. There is that. And obviously, you're a Manchester United supporter as well,
oh
obviously.
yeah, plastic Man United fan, yeah.
I mean, you're not happy with the top 4 finish this season?
I am and I'm not. I want them to get in the Champions League qualification, but a part of me thinks if they do, and they got something like they don't shift some of that wood they got there, I think next season they could be embarrassed in the Champions League. We've been embarrassed in the Europa League this season, so stronger teams in that sort of competition. You think, well, do we really want to be in it? So I want them to get there. Don't get me wrong, but if we don't, I'm not going to be too sort of like worried about it. But I think they've had. I mean, I'm happy with the first season. You know, there's a trophy in the bag, but it seems like they've won that trophy and they've been on the beach since, don't it?
Yeah, it's true.
Um,
Although you do have the FA Cup to contend with against the noisy
well,
neighbours.
I'm hoping we beat them because if you go through their run of the FA Cup this year, they knocked Arsenal out, then they knocked Bristol City out, then they put Burnley out, so they got Man United next. So one of our teams got just beat them, haven't they?
It's a shame it's not going to be Manchester United. No, you never know. You never know. Whoever turns up on the day is how it goes. I mean, Anthony, you obviously watch Bristol City from your armchair, but I mean, so you get a good, so you get a really good view. I mean, what have you made of your hometown club this year?
Jeez, that the time. Fucking hell, I've got to go to bed. No, do you know what? It doesn't surprise me. I mean, with Bristol City this season, we always finishes round about mid-table, just under mid-table, which we have this season. He was going on about Alex Scott. Obviously, I don't want him to leave, but you know, if a very good offer comes in, and I mean, if a very good offer comes in, our chairman Steve Lansdowne, he most probably accept it. But bringing players in next season is just going to be the same. In all fairness, he's just going to be so and so here for free. You know, him from free. This guy from fucking Wickham, guy from Forest Green. You know, it'd be that sort of stuff next season. We might get one where we play where we splash out something like maybe 2 or 3 million on a player, but you know that most probably be it, because every chairman that we've had down there from past to present, as far as me, you know, my brother can remember, Rich, they're tight, to be honest with you, Dan. They this is one thing that they never do down Bristol City, is open up the wallet, you know, and just obviously, as you say, splash the cash. That's all it is. Just splash it. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is splash the cash. And you know talking sense. You know I'm talking sense. So, Dick, listen to your big bro. You know I'm talking sense.
Well, if you were, Ant, you'd have got more than me on the scores this week, wouldn't you?
Hey, there's only one champion only.
Hey, Dan, did you notice then when you had done the wallet? Did you see all those moths flying out?
Hey, there's no moss in my wallet.
I'll tell you what, were they moths? They must have been in there a while. They were bloody size of bats for them.
No, there's some money in there. I'm not going to lie, you know. But this is what our teams need to do: is splash the cash.
You've had that notes in that wallet since Arsenal last won European trophy.
He bought them online. They're all fake.
That was 1992, the Cup Winners' Cup final.
I thought 94. Did Alan Smith score?
Oh, Alan Smith, yeah. Alan Smith scored the goal, in the final. But then again, we won it. I think we won it the year after that as well, or 2 years after that as well. So,
I mean, talking of Arsenal, Anthony, I mean, it's just, you know, it would have been nice to see, as much as there's been a few run-ins between Burnley and Arsenal over the last couple of years. And from like a fan perspective, it's become a bit of a backhanded rivalry, shall we say, just because of how many late decisions, late drama in the games between Burnley and Arsenal. I just think it would have been nice to see a different title holder. However, City are doing the business at the moment, and they're trying to, knock you off that perch, which they have. But you're still, you're not letting them close that door yet. You've still put your foot there as if to say, not just yet. We're still knocking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we've got to be. I think the good news is that run that they had in the Champions League. The last game they had against Real Madrid. Obviously playing away and getting the point there for Man City. That was a brilliant job for them. And then coming back now, well, I call it the empty ad. So coming back to the empty ad, they got the home fans in their armchairs. Bringing them up, cheering them on, and that. So hopefully they can win that and get to the final. Regarding the Premier League, it turns out that if Man City, well, the maximum points that Arsenal can finish on now is 90, but they've got to beat Brighton, Forest, and Wolves. That's their last 3 games. They win all them. They're on
your
90
downfall
points.
really was not performing in that game against City, wasn't it?
It was, but then again, I can actually pick the West Ham game and also the Southampton game, because if we would have won those 2, we would have been, and if Man City wins their game in hand, we would have been on the same points. I mean, don't get me wrong, we would have been second, but it would have just been goal difference separating us. And I would have preferred that at this present time than points. So, we can, hopefully, I hope that I think it's Everton. Man City got coming up soon. They beat Brighton 5-1. Nobody expected that. Not even I expected that for Everton to beat Man City.
And Everton got a decent result against you lot on Dash's debut as well.
Yeah, and I just think that they can take that into the Man City game. And even if it's a point, a draw, it's still helpful for us. So but if they can lose a game, then I think with Arsenal they're right back in it, sort of thing, more than now. So it's going to be tough, but I think there's going to be a twist to it. Last game of the season is going to be between obviously the 2 teams that's going to be we're trying to win the league, and the 2 teams, well, basically the teams at the bottom that not get relegated. So,
fucking throw me that.
What? Sorry.
Oh, I love it.
What do you say?
When you said there could be a twist in it, I went, yeah, the bottle.
Oh God.
No, I mean, obviously, Premier League aside, back to EFL matters. Any teams that have surprised you in this season in the Championship? I mean, I'll start with you. I'll start with you, Rich. Who surprised you the most?
I mean, when you sort of look at a table at the beginning of the season, your next Premier League size comes down. You automatically think they're going to be in the mix, like you lot were, and everything. But the team that surprised me the most this season, I mean, obviously after the 46 games, I'll probably have to go as Coventry City.
Yeah,
I didn't want them to be out there, come last game of the season to be in the mix with the playoffs. So they've shocked me this season, but they've had some good results and everything. I think what it is it's not about playing it. I think when you've got morale as well, I think that comes into the equation with it as well. So they've more than shocked me, Coventry. It would surprise me if they go on to do it. I mean, there's some good sides in there, Middlesbrough, Luton and everything. They've been another surprise package as well, Luton. But it was in there last season, weren't they? They folded in the semis or the final. They got beat.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Because they were in and about it, weren't they?
Definitely Coventry for me has been a surprise package this season. So I would have predicted them to be down there with the Rotherhams and the Wiggins relegation battle, but proved me wrong and they've shot me. So yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, Mark says there, what season for Cov? but it's been on the cards. Mark Robbins has done a brilliant job. 6 years ago, they were relegated to League Two. It is amazing the actual transformation they've had. Again, like I say, they've stuck with Mark Robbins. They've had a lot of shit off the field as well in terms of like the stadium and having to play at Birmingham and other teams' stadiums. But they've just now signed a 5-year lease of their own ground. The financial aspect of promotion for Coventry, whether it's put on, spent on players on the pitch or not, just that financial packet is going to be enough to sustain that club for a good few years longer.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they do it, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd like to see this. Well, Coventry's not a small club, but obviously the last 10, 12 years since wherever I'd like to see them come back up to the Premier League as well. And like you said, with the financial package they get there, and I think that'll sustain the club for a good 6, 7 more seasons. Like, what is it now for promotion in the playoffs? Is it 210 million?
Yeah, something like that.
200.
That's better than winning the league, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So, no, first shout to them. I hope they do it. I hope they prove a lot of people wrong. I hope Coventry gets up there next season. I went at the ground going back years ago. We had an FA Cup we played with them. We beat them 2-0. They was a league above us. And I looked there on Tuesday night and I thought, what a lovely stadium this is.
Yeah, it's a big, nice stadium. It was originally the Rico Arena, weren't it? And before it became CBS Arena, but changed the names more than Anthony changes his underpants. So I don't know. But yeah, as Mark says there, the playoff final is the biggest game in the world. I mean, Anthony, who surprised you? Your brother said Coventry. I mean, any other team in and around it or opposite end of the table that you sort of been surprised by?
I think there's a few, Dan. I could pick out a few. I could put Luton in that category. Let's not forget Sunderland. Sunderland finishing in the playoffs as well. That'd be fantastic. And also, let's not forget what a certain Neil Warnock has done with Huddersfield. At the other end of the table.
That's been remarkable, as that.
And I think he's done a very good job, Neil Warnock. I feel that if he's there next season, which is more likely he most probably will be, I think Huddersfield could be a team to watch next season. I really do.
I think Warnock's gone. I think Warnock has gone now. That's it for him.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a shame, really, because they need someone like that to get to take them up top half of the table, if you like, with Huddersfield. But whether they get the right manager there, but I just wish them all the luck. But yeah, Sunderland and Luton. I mean, look at the teams that's finished in the playoffs. You've got Sunderland, you've got Luton, you've got Middlesbrough, and also you've got who else finished there as well?
Sheffield United, wasn't it?
No, Sheffield United was second.
Oh, so it's Luton, Coventry, Middlesbrough.
Coventry, that's it. And Coventry as well. So I think the playoff final, I mean, the way they work, do they still work it out now? As it's like six place fourth?
Yeah. Something like Yeah.
And then obviously third place fifth. So if that's the case, then I can't remember who it is. I reckon it'd be Middlesbrough in the final. I think it'd be Middlesbrough, and I think it might be Middlesbrough. I think it can be Middlesbrough and Sunderland final, because they were working it out. It said it could be a Middlesbrough and Sunderland final, and also people were asking Newcastle fans who would they prefer to go up out of Middlesbrough and Sunderland. So
I think Middlesbrough and Sunderland's the semi-final, because Middlesbrough finished fourth, Sunderland finished sixth, didn't they? So it's third place, fifth, and I think second place, fourth in there, whatever it is.
No, it's not. Sunderland play Luton in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it is a Middlesbrough and Sunderland final.
Coventry play Borough, Sunderland play Luton.
Yeah.
Makes it very interesting.
Makes it very interesting. See, listen to Order Bro, Dick. Listen to the Order Bro. I'll take this cap off now.
Luke says playoffs is the way you want to go up to the Prem. I mean, yeah, it's not a bad way of going up. Mark says it there. It's Coventry, Sunderland, and Luton Borough. What? Coventry, versus Sunderland, and Luton versus Middlesbrough? Not according to Sky Sports, it's not.
What did BBC say?
Yeah, the opposite same. According to Sky Sports, Sunderland play Luton. I say with the way the table's gone, I don't know. But yeah, Matt said, "Oh yeah, I forgot." And Matt says, "Genius." Then bringing Warnock in. Think they would have been down if they didn't make that decision. Referring back to when you said about Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Kate saying about Dash was a huge figure for Burnley. I don't agree with how he went and the lack of credit of what he achieved over a decade. Glad Ashley Barnes thanked both him and Vinny in his statement. Yep, totally agree. And it would absolutely be chaos, wouldn't it, if that was the playoff final? Again, like you said, you ask a Newcastle fan to pick a winner in that, they'd say, I hope Roy Chubby Brown brings out a new album. Instead,
I think
although if anything, he's from Borough anyway, so.
I think most of them are open for Sunderland.
Yeah, if you was Newcastle, you know your local rivals, would you want them to come up so you could play them? I would if it was like last with Bristol Rovers.
I think they would now. I think they would now with the money they've got, where they are in the division, the fact that bring them up, and then we can absolutely tonk them as soon as the game comes about. I can understand that. I mean, again, Anthony's already said it, Rich. The bottom half of the table. Wigan were destined for the drop since the opening day, pretty much. There's been a lot of bad decisions at that club, hasn't there? Financial aspects are crippling them, players not being paid, the results just weren't coming in. And this is a team that was absolutely flying in League One the season before, and you'd have probably said, out of the three that came up, Wigan's probably going to do the best out of the three.
I thought that beginning of the season, like you said, but during the season it's took its toll on obviously what's happened off the pitch. I think has affected it on the pitch. The players, they didn't know where they was getting paid the last sort of like 2 months, 3 months, whatever it was, and that do affect you. And so I think there's been too many off the field antics with Wigan. But shame really, because like you said, last season they've done really well, come up, played well, and I thought they would have sustained themselves in the Championship this season. But yeah, shame. But I think see, the thing is, it goes either way as well. I mean, you look at the following season. I mean, we've seen it with teams before. I mean, for example, you look at Yeovil Town. 6 years ago, we was playing them in the Championship on Boxing Day. Now they're down in Conference South. Do you know what I mean? When you go on the slide, you could carry on the slide.
It's mad how much football can change, how clubs can just go from having the heyday. I mean, again, MK Dons, they only started up because of, the problems with Wimbledon. And now they're having problems themselves. Everyone takes the piss out of them anyway, being a franchise, and saying, "No, you're only here because you built off the back of somebody else's demise." But even they're having trouble, down to League Two. This is Peter Winkelman, who, as director of football or chairman there, promised them Premier League in so many years, and he's not delivered. So I can understand why fans are on their back. But when you've got good clubs like Wigan, Blackpool, Reading. Let's talk about Reading. I mean, Anthony, 6-point deduction. They had a choice to take that next year, but they decided to take it this term, which is strange when they were absolutely flying at the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, they were. I mean, when we was doing the prediction show, Reading, I think they were in the playoffs at one time. They were like fourth in the league, weren't they?
Yeah.
Third and fourth, and then they were bossing it. They were round the playoffs. In 1 minute they were out, next minute they were in it, then out, and then it just slowly deteriorated and started going down. I think they've got themselves to blame for taking the points deduction this season. They shouldn't have took it. They should have took it next season. They've only got themselves to blame on that. Like no disrespect to them, but it's like what I said. They've got no how can I say? They haven't got that goal scorer up front, have they? I know they got Andy Carroll up front playing for them, which you would have most probably thought he would have got, score quite a few goals in the Championship. He hasn't got that many. He hasn't got that many goals at all, Andy Carroll. So
no, has he?
No, so
Probably
you know
racked up
they were.
more red cards than he has
Yeah,
goals, to be
yeah,
honest.
He did, yeah.
yeah, and he's just a shame, really, because we can remember them when they were back in the Premier League with what was his name, Steve Coppell, when he was the manager of them. So
Yeah,
you know
Steve
they
Coppell.
but I thought it's like with Wigan as well. I said in these streams, in the prediction streams, they're, even though they're relegated, they get promoted to the champion, but they do that yo-yo effect where they go from League One to Championship
Yeah.
back down to League One, and unfortunately, that's
I don't see.
where
I
they
don't
are.
think it's going to be like that for them now. I think there's that much shit off the field with Wigan.
Yeah.
You know, players not
Yeah,
getting paid. There's own question marks over the ownership. It's looking really, really bleak again for another northern club. You know, we've seen Oldham drop out the football league. Obviously, I'm talking Northern. I know you're a southern team supporter, but you know we've had the likes of Bury, Oldham, and Bury folded because of incompetent owners. Oldham have now gone to non-league. They're going to have to rebuild.
Bolton was on the brink, weren't they?
What's that?
Bolton Wanderers was on the brink, weren't they, back last year?
Yeah. You know they've had to drop a couple of divisions before they can try and build themselves back up again. And
yeah.
even I think they're still having to battle it out for a playoff place to come up to the Championship for League One. So, and they're up against some really good teams. You know, the likes of Sheffield Wednesday, who dropped off towards the back end. It is going to be a struggle. There is some big clubs in these lower divisions that you don't expect to be anywhere near it, and seem to be. But again, part and parcel of football, a decision, wrong decisions. And yeah, Luke says there, Macclesfield as well. Macclesfield Town. It's nobody likes. I mean, it's the same. You wouldn't want to see Bristol Rovers liquidated. Yes, it's funny to see them relegated. Yes, it's funny to see them, get beat every week or whatever. But then to liquidate as a club and then no longer have that rivalry would be a bit shit, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it would be a bit shit. But to be honest with you, if you ask any Rovers fans that was on here, they would say exactly the same about us. If we went like that, they would just rip the piss out of us like we would rip the piss out of them, and that's it. And we just give a load of shit to their precious Irene. So who I don't know, but who's probably being fingered in the toilets or something, I don't know. But let's move back to proper football now instead of Bristol Rovers.
Yeah. John says QPR are losing a shed load each week. Next year will be tough for them. Yeah, it will. QPR have been shite since the turn of the year and World Cup ending. As Ginger Ellie says there as well, Aki Stanley, yeah, they've been a bit of a staple in League One.
Yeah.
And obviously now dropped to League Two. And fingers crossed, John Coleman and Jimmy Bell, the managerial duo there, will sort them out and get them back up. But time will tell. Football's adapting, and as a football club, you adapt or die. You can't. We've seen it with Burnley. We've gone from long ball specialists who play anti-football to having to now get the ball down and adapt with the way that football's evolving at an alarmingly fast rate. Yeah, very, very, very worrying and challenging for a few clubs. But let's get in to the nitty-gritty of it then. What we're here for. This is the results. Now, obviously, this week we had 12 games to cover, and it was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to say the least. So, just what people are saying in here is Luke says nobody wants a football club to fold and liquidate. It ruins that rivalry aspect. Yeah. Coach's Corner is in the chat. Hope you are well. John says Oxford is my shock in League One. Thought they would do better. They've done shit since. Who they used to have up top? Is it James Constable or something like that? It were called. Yeah. But he were decent. He were a decent player. Either way. Yeah. So yeah, we did cover the final. 12 games were up for grabs. We had Birmingham against Sheffield United, Burnley against Cardiff, Huddersfield, Reading, Luton, Hull, Borough, Coventry, which, as we all know, is going to be a playoff fixture. Millwall took on the Bastards, Norwich, Blackpool, Preston, Sunderland, QPR, Bristol City, Swansea, West Brom, Watford, Stoke, and Wigan, Rotherham. However, this was the results. And Rich, can I just say, beginner's luck maybe, but 9 out of 12, that's pretty good going, mate. Pretty good going.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to think about this when the whistles went on. Was it Bank Holiday Monday or played 9? I thought I said I couldn't remember that. So my brother messaged me today saying it was 9. I was a bit shocked with that, to be honest with you. But has my brother been doing this all season with you, Dad?
Yeah, pretty much since about 3/4 of the way in. Yeah.
So it took me 1 round to get 9 points. Has he ever had 9 points?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
Nah. See,
Yeah.
I think the best you've had is 7. I think.
And listen to your younger brother.
You had 6.
You
had 6 1 week and predicted 6, so you got a bonus point. So you've got 7 then. I don't know what that. Yeah, no, you got 7. 7's the highest you got.
Is it?
Yeah.
I bet he feels better now, don't you?
No, I think it's right. I didn't feel too bad. It's like what Dan said, Dick, his beginner's luck. Change that name to Rich to Dick. Got the same amount of letters in it.
We'll
got
see
that I
next
and the C in there. Put the D and the K. Is that a K or an H? Rick.
But,
hang on.
Do you know what the surprising results were, Rich, that you pulled out? I mean, the likes of Blackpool getting a result. You were the only one to predict Wigan Rotherham to finish a draw. You went for a draw between Borough and Coventry. Nobody else did as well. You went for Swansea to beat West Brom. You know, all these results where you were on your own and no one was with you, and you managed to pull them out of the bag. What's that?
I did it all on my own, Dan.
You have. You single-handedly did it, mate.
Yeah.
Single-handedly did it with that. Which ain't bad. Ain't bad.
I should have went to the better shop and done that. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. First,
and wants to punch the armchair. And really wants to punch his armchair.
Yeah.
He wants to scream into a pillar.
I know. That trouble is though. That 9, Rich. Let's be honest. You didn't get 9 points. You didn't get 9 right in the game. It was rated 9, but something else was rated 9, and it wasn't your score predictions.
Go on, Ed, enlighten me.
Nah, it was. You got 9 right. I knew I'd most probably get 5. I always say, if I get 5 or 6 right, between there, that Dan always asks me, how many points do you think you're going to get? And every week I always say 6. I always split it down for the middle, and I always do.
Yeah.
One ant messaged me that earlier on. He said, because I won this week as beginners, he said I had a prize. Is a £10 Just Eat voucher. Is that right?
From what I
that's just a sample.
From what I've seen on the street cameras, you've already had it.
I'll give you that one. Fair play. What football?
Oh my God! He's definitely the last one, the one with the fork in the mouth. It's definitely...
I'll give you that one.
Hey,
that was why you give you a 9.
Do not blame me. Do not blame me. It was my missus who said that. Rich. She went, do you not think Anthony's brother looks like Danny from Rate My Takeaway? So when I looked up pictures, and I was like, shit in hell. Oh, it's quality.
I let him have that. Well, or that one. Yeah, first show. I like that. That is actually better than the last 20 years I've been called Peter Kay. So I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, happy days. Happy days.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put an end to it all then, to who is the cream of the crop. I finished on 128, which I thought isn't too bad. It isn't too bad. However, I only got there because I predicted to get 5 right. I did get 5 right. Pardon me. So I got the bonus point, which is always helps. So I finished on 128. However, my other half also finished on 128. So I don't know. We'll have to argue it out for second and third. I don't know. I mean, she's a woman who doesn't love an argument. But then that leads us on to Ant. Now, what did Anthony get? Well, it wasn't 128. I can confirm that the winner is Anthony Herbert.
Yes.
There he is.
A great
There
big
he
pile of
is.
shit.
A big lump of shit. He finished with 137 points, so 9 points in front of me and Kate, which is good going, mate. I'll give you that. Really good going. Pulled some real results out over those weeks. And I thought I had to get you sort of funny trophy.
Oh, it's brilliant. If that's a trophy that stay with me for the rest of my life, Dan.
Fucking smell already, fellow. So you might as well have
What did
trophy
you win on
tonight.
that? Oh, I just want a pile of shit, mate. That's it. The first prize was pile of shit. Wish I got 128.
Oh, I won't take this. I won't take this. Luke's put in. Is that the Bristol City badge, Dan?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's the badge, mate.
And Max said, who was copying who on that, Dan and Kate? Not Kate would do hers separately and I'd do mine separately. Kate usually puts hers in my little notebook. She usually puts it in. And then obviously I'll do mine while we're chatting, while me and Anthony were chatting over it. But I'm looking forward to next year, boys, doing the Premier League predictions. However, we are going to do it a little bit different. So we did have a bit of a trial run during the Cup. What we're going to do is we are going to keep similar format, home, draw, or away. Well, pretty much going to be like that anyway. But your points is going to be based on the score line you give. So this time round, you are going to have to give a score line. If you get the score line bob on, you get 3 points. If you get it just in favour of the team, then obviously you get a point. Same if you say you pick 2-2, but then it finishes 1-1, you'd still only just get 1 point because you still predicted a draw, but you didn't get the correct score. But we are going to do it that way, so it makes things a little bit more interesting. So it should be a laugh. However, it has been a short one. I know it was tried to keep it to an hour, but we are just under 45 minutes. Anthony, I never asked you earlier on, but where can people check out the stuff that you do on social media and everything like that?
Yeah, you can find me on a show on Friday nights. I present a show called Gunners from All Corners, Fridays at 9. We're just getting Arsenal fans on there, but I've slightly changed it now. It's nice to get a neutral fan on there as well, just to get their insight of the games and that. Either just a fan from any team or a fan who Arsenal is just beaten or is going to play in the next game, that sort of thing. So, it's a good show. We talk, obviously, all things Arsenal. We have a bit of a debate. And we just have a laugh on there, and that's just what makes a good stream. Also on the same channel, on Monday nights at 8 o'clock, I do another show on there, which is the Premier League weekend show. We pick 3 or 4 of the best Premier League games that was played on that weekend. We talk about them. I'm actually Dick's a member on that show, and every now and then he comes on if he can come on. His Gunners from All Corners as well. You know, just because being
Just to rip the
brothers,
piss,
we've always done it
basically.
throughout the years. We've always talked about football. We love football, and let's be honest, football came first before the misses. So let's be honest. That's fair enough.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I'll go with that.
You can change your girl, but you can't change you can't change your football club, can you?
That's right,
For
Dan.
once, I'll agree with my brother on that one.
Well, MMAC says next season, one result will be pretty much wrapped up. It'll be a banker. City versus Burnley will be 5-1 or 5-0, which, yeah, to be honest, would not surprise me in the slightest. It always seems to be. However, who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. Congrats again, Anthony, for winning it over the season. Any last words?
I just want to thank everybody that's watched the stream this season. You know, your likes, your comments. Your comments has been brilliant. Obviously, getting down over 1K as well subscribers. That's like, you know, well done, and well done, Dan, for that.
I appreciate
And
it.
also, well done, Kate, because you've been there, you know, floating in the background, helping out as well. So we can't forget Kate, can we, Dan? And
Nah. I
I
won't tick
just
without her.
is the best. Basically, he's just the best trophy I've ever won. A fucking pile of shit. So you know, that's it.
And Rich, you looking forward to coming back next year? Doing it?
Yeah,
doing
definitely.
It for a
I
full
mean,
season?
been on now. Come on last week as a guest for the first time, and tonight has been great. Obviously joining with the comments all season, having a bit of banter and stuff and everything. Yeah, it's been great. So yeah, definitely be back next season. Looking forward to it, especially when you're up against the big boys, and we've got to get the actual scores right now. Like you said, we ought to do it on goal difference as well.
Oh, what?
We ought to do it on goal difference as well.
Oh, bloody hell. That'd be too. I've only
That'd
got a
be
little
too
notepad.
What do you mean? How much homework do you want to set down?
I don't. Jesus Christ. I want to spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's been great. It's been nice to come on last week or two and having a laugh and a good bit of banter and everything. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So definitely looking forward to next season with the pair of you.
100%.
Yeah.
Another
100%.
question.
If people don't think that we're ready, we are. We 100% are. It's all in the pipeline. It's all in the pipeline. I mean, I don't need to do anything. In fact, let me just get let me get that back up. I know it says the EFL, but look, we're already all set. We've got like a Premier League background and everything. It's all set for next season. Don't worry about it.
All set.
He's leaving us.
I'm all set. But
Yeah.
for now, until next season, we are still champions. Talking championship tonight. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your winning the league and everything. Best wishes for next season as well.
No, I appreciate it. I hope City can come up and join us as well. Be good.
You got more chance for getting out of his armchair.
He has to sit there. Doctor told him to. His back's fucked.
Yeah, his back's
Well,
up. Do you know what?
when Dick comes and visits, he's always in there as well.
Do you know what his missus the last 4 weeks, might have had to keep going around a shop every other day and buying 12 packs of batteries, man. He's like,
like a Southern Jim Royal.
yeah, that's it. You got it. Southern Jim Royal.
Must say as well, massive respect to Brad, who does the Top 10 Battles channel. Obviously, there's a link to Brad's channel in the description of this video. And obviously, we do help out on that whenever he's planning on going live again next. But yeah, and you can also check out Anthony's Twitter link. If you've got any links, Richie, you want me to put in for next year, then let me know. I'll put a link on socials and stuff. But that is it from us. That is it for this season in terms of everything now. As you said there, Andrew, should open it up to more next season. Well, more people are welcome. More people are welcome. As I say, we'll see what we can do. We will see what we can do.
Dan,
Yes, yeah.
before we go, can you put that picture up again, me, please?
Gladly, mate. There he is.
There
Do you
he
know
is.
what? That was 3 separate days. I went down that cafe, and I ordered the burger and chips, chicken and chips, and that one there. I was going to get veg, but I thought your missus might have cooked it, so I didn't bother.
Oh,
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. So you see
That's
whoever
fine.
who said it.
do you know what, Dan? On these pictures, like the amount of meals that he's had in there, I think my brother's on a fucking diet.
That's some meals there, I know, innit?
Well, that's a starter for you, Dick.
I can't eat no more like that, man.
Can't you?
Nah,
Fucking hell.
no. Build nothing right for next season.
Yeah, no, well, fingers crossed it's going to be a laugh for us all. As I say,
Yeah,
people,
definitely.
please do tune in next season. We will get it up and running. Join us. We have got plenty of videos coming throughout the summer. We'll be hopefully getting on one of the players from this season's promotion winning squad. That's in talks at the moment, but can't say any more on who. But fingers crossed we can get that to you live at some point. If not, then we will be doing a team of the season, maybe also a Burnley end of season review. And there'll be a few, obviously, like transfer rumour shows and things like that for you to sink your teeth into. But other than that, we will be back. Kit reviews, the lot, next season. I'm going to go and have a lie down. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's nearly here. It's weekend eve. And yeah, we will be back very soon with another video. Until then, take care. Thanks for watching.